and just watching Eddie Trunk's video he recently posted. And yeah, you know what? I think I made a video a while ago. I posted something a while ago when Kiss was... I can't remember where they were, but they had people saying that their show was pre-recorded. You had Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons with their recorded shit and whatever. Now there's speculation and even outright admitting from other bands. You know, I got Motley Crue, who recently had some issues with Mick Mars and having him fired. Now Mick obviously has his bone disease, but also wanting to leave the band because he just couldn't play guitar no more. And, you know, admitting that their shows, he had a lot of problems with them being on stage and pre-recording their shows for the audience. And it's like, you know, my issue now, I'm not a musician, I'm not a rock star, not whatever, and I haven't really seen anybody except for Alice Cooper in Tragically Hip, but you go to a show and you're paying a couple $1,000 or whatever you're paying, who fucking knows, and you're watching a band lip sync and their instruments aren't even on. It's almost like you're being cheaped out. Well, actually, no, it is. You are being cheaped out. You know, and it sucks. Because you have something that really shouldn't be happening. If you are the best, then you should be going on stage and proving it. And I know a lot of bands nowadays are getting older and they're not as good as they once were, but they're still playing their asses off. Metallica, for one, and I'm a huge Metallica fan, obviously. They still play, and whether you like them or not, whatever. But to hear something like Motley Crue and even Wasp and some other bands admit that, yeah, you know what, we do use... Well, why the fuck are you playing? Why are people... Like, why are people paying a bunch of money just to watch four guys play shitty, but then have a pre-recorded audio so that nobody knows? To me, that sucks. And I know that glam was always for show, and, you know, you dress up and all this other bullshit, and okay, cool. And I'm for that, but also, I'm also for people paying a bunch of money and watching somebody sing their ass off or play their ass off or, you know, whatever. And I mean, Kiss should know all about that. Being a band that you pay a lot of money to watch a performance only to find out that it is all fake. So it's hard for me to know how to think about it, because I'm like, I still want to like their music. You know, one thing Eddie Trunk did say is that, you know, Ozzy was thinking about still performing in a wheelchair. And it's like, show some dignity. Well, that basically to me is minor, in my opinion, but I'm biased, so. But seriously, it's like, people get older, people don't sound the same. That's a given. My issue is that you're now paying to watch an air band performance. And that's just stupid. That's just, yeah. And I know somebody that went to the show in Toronto, and it's like, I don't know what that performance was like. And look, I know that Motley Crue has had a lot of demons in the past 40 years. It doesn't matter. The point of that, it just kind of, it's frustrating because I feel like I am glad that I don't go to those big shows. Because honestly, I don't know what I would expect. Honestly, I don't know why anybody would want to go to another show after that. And I'm not talking about your basic go to a pub show or anything. I'm talking like a huge ass stadium. And there are bands that actually do perform and play. But it just really fucking irritates me as well. And again, I'm not a musician or anything like that. I'm just a fan. I've been a fan for 30 years. Well, I've been a fan for 20 years actually. And it just kind of seems like if you're not gonna pour your heart out and perform for people who waited a fucking long time to see you, then what good are you then? But, you know what, that's just my opinion, obviously, and I'm sure there's others. It's just a real shame. You expect that with pop stars, and I've seen that too. But really, like, if you can't perform like you're used to, then it's best for you to just retire. So watching a short interview with Sebastian Bach years ago, and he says, you know, people go to your shows, they pay a couple hundred or whatever to watch you play. And you better sing, bitch. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's a good attitude to have. Because nowadays it just seems that from what I hear is that some bands don't even put in the effort anymore. But there's a lot that do, you know. But anyways, those are just my thoughts. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. But I think that there's this myth out there that Jamie Keller
Gnarly.
that's why he took pleasure in cutting WCW. I don't think that's the case at all. Because if you look at some of his earlier interviews, like